Welcome to the Inside Out Network. Today I'm going to help you register as a service provider. So let's get started. We start at the welcome page for the Inside Out Network. So it's insideoutnetwork.net, insideoutnetwork.net. And then we just look down to this box down here that says register, and there are three ways to register. You can register as a returning citizen, someone leaving prison. You can register as a volunteer, prison volunteer, or a reentry volunteer, or you register as a service provider. And that's what we're going to do today. So we're going to go ahead and click on Register Service Provider. And the service provider registration form will come up, and we'll scroll through it and fill it out, and you'll see how easy this is to do. There's an information box at the top that you can see. It says every service provider registration comes with a complimentary 6-month subscription. We've actually extended that to 12 months. We've doubled that. So you get a free year to try this out and to test drive it and to see the value that it can bring. Then after that year, that complimentary period is over, it says standard recurring fees will apply, and that will be, it's $100 per organization per year, even if you have multiple locations. So let's just go ahead and dive in and fill it out, and you can see kind of how easy it is, and we'll kind of talk you through. So like many websites where you have a username and password, we need a unique username, and so let's just go ahead and put in sample provider, and we're going to go to put in a simple little password for this. We don't need a very complex one. Since it's not a real organization, but you can fill out whatever password that you feel comfortable with. And then we're going to enter your company or organization's name, and we're going to just put in sample reentry provider, and put in your website that will that's associated with your organization. Some of you may not have that. You may have a Facebook page, and to be able to do that there, or just leave that blank if you don't have a website that you normally use. But we're going to put in the Inside Out Network website. So we do need an actual street address, not a post office box, and there's a reason for that. We need your physical address of a particular location so that the website search function can locate your organization and make you visible to the people who are trying to connect with you. So we do need an actual street address for each location that you want to enter in. And so we're going to just put in 3247 South Sunsplash Drive, and that's in Tucson, Arizona, 85713. And we do ask for a county name to put that in as well. That helps us later to kind of coordinate and try to help link up to network different service providers in certain areas and help us to kind of map that out. So this sample reentry provider is located in Pima County, Arizona. And we will put in the phone number and the email address. We're going to put, we're going to go ahead and put in office at insideoutnetwork.net. Sorry. Help if I got that right. Insideoutnetwork.net. The next section of the form has to do with business hours, and there's a more complex way of putting these things in. As some of you would want to put 24 hours if you run a shelter, or certain days you're closed down altogether. And others will just have a kind of a simple way to do that, business hours, when you want people to go ahead and contact you. And in this situation, that's what we're going to do. We're going to put Monday to Thursday, 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. And then there are some boxes that help people know the process to get in touch with you, and some just general things about costs and restrictions and things. So write or email for appointment. Let's just say, how about email for appointment? And No eligibility requirements are necessary in this particular situation or restrictions. Either cost for services, all services are free. And then we go to, there's a little slider here. If you notice, it says no, or you can click on yes or no as you click on that tab. So walk-ins welcome. Is it okay for people just to kind of show up? And it is actually. So we're going to go ahead and put yes on that. And then here's one where you're going to need to do a little thinking ahead of time for you to figure out and which service categories would you like to be listed under to be able, so that people, when they're searching, can find your organization. There are 9 categories: shelters and housing, support networks, multi-service agencies, churches and ministries, substance abuse treatment, healthcare, legal matters, employment and job training, and education. Just a quick note about multi-service agencies. Those are the kinds of organizations that offer a whole range of particular services or programs that that maybe aren't covered strictly in one of these other service categories. It may be that you have counselors, you may provide coaching services, you may provide haircuts or bus passes or drug testing. There could be all sorts of different mandatory anger management classes. Those sorts of things could all be listed. If you offer some of those things, you might want to drop that in under multi-service agencies. The same with food and clothing. That doesn't come into one of those other categories, but if you've got, you know, 1 day a week and you have a food closet or something, you would want to click on multi-service agencies. But this particular sample reentry provider will have 3 boxes. Thought about that, and it's a church-based ministries. We're going to put churches and ministries, and just click on that. It'll, when you click it, you can see that it gets highlighted. But also, because there are some support groups and mentoring groups, we're going to put support networks in as well. And finally, because there is GED tutoring that's done by volunteers at the ministry, we're going to click education as well. So those 3 categories, and you'll have to think about which ones apply to your organization. It may be later that you decide, oh, we don't have those people anymore, and we're going to drop, to do the tutoring, so we're going to take education off. You can go update this at any time later if you have a new program that's kicked in. Let's say you already have education, and now you've got you have a parish nurse that's going to come and provide some sort of health care, a couple of times a week. You could go and add that later on, and then you'd be listed and be able to be found and matched under healthcare as well. But not at this time, so we'll just go ahead with these 3 services. And we'll go down to a deeper description of these services. There's the long form of describing what's available and what you do. And there's the short form that comes up under the results page when people search. One of the handy tips that we can give to filling out this section is to maybe to get some of the verbiage that you've already developed for your website or for brochures that you've done that describe what you do. Kind of put that in a form let's say on a Word document or something that you can then just copy and paste and put in. That will make this kind of easier and quicker when you get to doing it. So I'm going to go ahead and do that now. I'm going to just go to a document that I've got open on my desktop. I'm just going to take it and I'm going to paste in what the description is. So for example, here's what we've written. Please note that this is for demonstration purposes only. When people find it and see that, we want them to make sure they're not trying to reach out to an organization that's really just for demonstration purposes. But we would say things like, we're a returning citizen-friendly church, and we have support groups and life application Bible studies and leadership development classes and personalized life coaching available. And there's that GED tutoring available upon request. And then there's the shortened version of that. And let's just say, if there's only enough space to say a little bit, let's just put this part in there. As you scroll down, we're almost at the end. You can see that it says, do you have a photo or logo that you'd like to upload? Maybe you have a picture of your program and process or your staff photo, or it might be of the, the front door of your building, or maybe the logo for your organization. You would just simply click on that, and it would give you, show you your desktop. And if you have that handy, you can click on that particular image and then upload that to your profile. It will only take a single JPEG image. It won't take video, so that it's a photo or logo that would be uploaded only. And at this stage, all you need to do is to click submit, and we're done. And I think we're there, so let's go ahead and do that. And there we go. Thank you for registering as a service provider with the Inside Out Network, and you are good to go. So I'm going to go ahead and log out, and then we're going to go ahead and sign in just to show you what happens when you do that the first time you go in. So we'll put in sample provider, and we will sign in, and you will show up at your dashboard, sample reentry provider, and we're there. And you can go in and you can look at your provider profile. You can cancel if you need to, and you can update any of the information that you've done already. It's that simple. I want to encourage you to do that. Welcome to the Inside Out Network.